Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Combat Zero for the aircraft showcase. This will be the final episode in the showcase for Ace Combat Zero. And we've got the final six aircraft to look at. Also, sorry for the long intro time. My kitty wanted scritches, so I had to give her scritches, and she was wanting a lot of them. So, yeah. Anyway, today we're going to start off with mission 10. We're going to go silver. Also, for anybody on YouTube, I apologize. I'm going to be behind in your chat for a bit.
Orders have come in for an emergency sortie.
Because I'm going to
need
A major
air engagement is taking place
as
we
speak
between Belka and the Allied forces near the border in the B-7R airspace, which Belka is committed to defend at all costs.
So,
B-7R, commonly
known as our first aircraft is the one that always gives me OCD induced insanity. And that is the Su-47 Burkett. The Burkett is characterized by the forward swept wings that enable very sharp turns. Stability is maintained by electronically controlled canard wings, making this preeminent fighter aircraft. Real strange stuff. The Su-47 was a technology demonstrator built by Sukhoi. Burkett is Eagle in Kazakh, which at the time was technically part of the Soviet Union. NATO reporting name was Firkin, but everyone just calls it Burkett. It was also designated S-32 and S-37 during initial development. And basically, it was primarily built to test the forward swept wing, along with low visibility stuff. Its designer was Mikhail Pogosyan. One was built, and its first flight was September 27th, 1997, so 28 years ago. The status was canceled. It does have very high agility at subsonic speeds. It does have a little bit of thrust vectoring aftermarket. And supposedly it was treated with radar absorbent material to reduce radar signature. However, it's not true stealth because the design of the aircraft is not it's not conducive to that. I mean, it would have internal weapons bays, but whatever. Or it does in the game. Yeah. As of today, the Soul prototype still does air shows, I think. But yeah, the problem with forward swept wings, I mean the Americans figured this out too. You get extreme mobility at the cost of the airframe. wing warping is a very big problem. So that's why it was a thing in the late 90s and early 2000s for testing. But nothing ever came of it. Anyway, Strange Reel stats. Pull up the right tab. Hold on, before I do that, I'm going to. Okay. So we've got a speed of 83, a mobility of 91, a stability of 75, a defense of 66, air-to-air of 96, and air-to-ground of 59. Our liveries here. Got the standard black body, which is what the actual SU-47 is built in. Oh, and if you want to know why I hate this piece of shit, it's not the overall design. It's right here. This tail boom is longer than this tail boom. It's very noticeable, and it drives me insane. Let's see here. For our Merc camo, we've got the Ferris camo based off the first SU-35 prototype. We've got the red roundels there, referencing the red stars. Soldier is based off the OADF wooden camo from Ace 5. Although I don't think the Burkett had that one, I don't remember. Knight is Grabic with Golem team markings. And our special is Galt. We're gonna use this one. And as for weaponry, our gun, we technically don't have a gun in real life. We don't have any weapons in real life. But if I had the hazard guess, I would say it's the standard 27mm or standard 30mm auto cannon that pretty much all Russian fighters have, which would be let me look it up. Okay. It would be the 30mm GSH-30-1. So I'm assuming we have one of those for a gun. We also have, we're armed with 82. Normally it would be R60 aphids, but I actually double checked this. And I think the actual weapon is the Sidewinder, which doesn't make any damn sense, because it's a Russian aircraft. And I can double check when we get into Mayhem, but I want to say that it actually fires the Sidewinder. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it's the R60 aphid, because that would make much more sense. But anyway, we got 82 standard missiles. For our special weapons, we've got 14 R27RE Alamos for semi-active missiles. We've got 16 RKB 250 cluster bombs. And then, for some reason, they gave us the bomblet dispenser. We get 12 salvos of it, and this is fictional. There is no actual model for this in real life. So, yeah. Alright, we're gonna take the Alamos. Excuse me.
Incoming message from Allied Forces HQ. 40% of Allied air forces are already lost. Damn it, there's too many of them. We can't handle them all. Where are the reinforcements? Time to dive into the fireworks.
Bombless like a real time. Technically it is. Because the munitions might not always detonate and they can linger. Same reason why landmines are considered war crime these days. Trying to get a look at the missiles.
Nothing special. I'll take care of things.
Okay, those are aphids. I don't know why I thought I saw sidewinders, but yeah, those are aphids. All is right with the world. I just saw it wrong when I was testing. Now, even though I hate this aircraft, I want it known that I am giving it its fair shake. I'm not taking this in and just putting it at glacial skies and calling it a day. Because I recognize the capabilities of this aircraft in this game. It's a good close-in dogfighter with the ability to snipe. I just can't stand that. Given the, well, yeah, the Burkett is a technology demonstrator. That is all it is. But in game, it's a military aircraft. So I'm going off of its in-game specifications and not its real life. Although so far of all the Burkitts we've flown in the showcase, I actually think 7s so far has the best loadout. 4s, I think, feels the best to fly, because they do have the ISAF war crimes, known as the QAMs. But 7's QAMs are still nothing to sneeze about. They also have bombs and Alamos. So, whereas the ISAF Burkett has no real long-range play. Meanwhile, the A6 Burkett, QAMs are okay. Alamos are okay. Hey, Dev. I was gonna say, can you spell? Are you okay? Yeah, more playing game today. This is Ace Combat 0 instead of Ace Combat 4. Felt that. Yeah. So much for the rules, huh? Oh, this is the leader. This is the F4. Sure they have. I like how with Silver you take out the leader, the rest of them kind of start to suck. Oh hey, you got your first stream streak, Dev. Congratulations. I mean, that's one way to do it, Zakale. Take out the Falcons because they're a better aircraft. However, I always go for the leader first because remember what Maverick says in Top Gun. It's not the plane, it's the pilot. And this was my least favorite plane of the entire series. The Su-47 Burkett.
All targets within combat airspace are down. Operation complete.
Now for one that I actually like a lot more.
Yo, buddy. You still alive?
Alright, let me fix my notes here.
We were victorious in the B-7R engagement. The round table is finally toppled. According to our reports, the pilot in the F-4
I didn't make the teacher see that I was training just. Okay, fair enough. You monster. Now I do it to demoralize the teacher. To say, your skills meant nothing! Alright, well, we're gonna stay with Mayhem, but we're gonna go to Schwartz. And then we go from my least favorite fighter to my favorite Russian fighter. The SU-37 Terminator. Known as the Terminator, this variant of the SU-37, or SU-27, was developed as an all-weather multi-purpose fighter. Cutting-edge electronics and thrust-vectoring nozzles give it unprecedented dogfighting capabilities. Cascadian, of course, I need to rub their faces like the arrogant merc I am. Well, not all Cascadians are arrogant mercs. Stardust isn't one of those. Now, Real Strange, aka Real Life, for those of you who aren't in the know, this aircraft was developed by Sukhoi, NATO reporting name Flanker F, popularly nicknamed the Terminator. It is another technology demonstrator. In this case, thrust vectoring nozzles. Only one was built. It was out of service and production, and the prototype crashed in 2002. So there are no more Terminators left. Its first flight was April 2nd, 1996. And its introduction date into the Russian Air Force, again as a demonstrator, was October 25th, 1997. It was developed into the Su-30 MKI and MKM, India, Russia, or India and Malaysia, the Su-30 SM, Russia, and the Su-35, Russia and China. Although the Chinese ripped it off into their own version, which begins with a J. I don't know. I don't care about Chinese aircraft. Sue me. Stardust was an arrogant answer at the scene after. He wasn't a merc. It's a Kale. You said arrogant merc. Stardust is not a merc. He's a loyal Cascadian citizen. Anyway, strange real stats. We have 83 in speed, 93 in mobility, 76 in stability, 66 in defense, 96 in air-to-air, and 59 in air-to-ground. I guess you could say that this plane here, the Terminator, is the Russian counterpart to this one, the SMTD. Both were thrust vectoring things, and both their data and findings were developed into better aircraft. Well, quote, better in the case of the Terminator. But the Terminator, their livery, we got the standard two-tone jagged mustard and brown base camouflage based on the original Su-37, 711 white. Then we've got the Merc. It's frickin' Yellow 13. Although I think it should actually be the Soldier, because Yellow 13 is honorable. I'd actually even say that Yellow 13 might actually even be a Knight. But whatever. Because remember, Knight isn't good It's lawful. For Soldier, we've got the 3-tone blue based off the SU-35 prototype T-10M-3703 blue. I really like this one. Then I like blue. The Knight is 3-tone brown, green, and tan camo based off the 35 prototype 10-M-9709 black. This is also the ISAF Terminator from Ace 4. And then our special, we've got Gelb, which is German for yellow. But we're gonna go with Yellow 13. As for our weaponry, we are again, the real life Terminator was unarmed because it was a technology demonstrator. That being said, the gun would likely be the same in the flanker, which was the GHST 30mm autocannon. We're also armed with 82 R60 aphids. Let me actually fix this real quick, because this bothered me that I had that in the first place. Then, for a change, the Terminator's actually fitted for long range with XLAAs in the form of 16 R37 axe heads, which is kind of nice. It gives the Terminator, which is already a CQB aircraft, long range capability. We're also armed with the BLU 95 FAB. The model is American. I guess there's not an incendiary FA or a thermobaric bomb that the Russians have, or at least had at the time, that could be used as a model. And then we've got the ZAB 500 SH napalm bomb. We've got 18 of those. But since this is air-to-air, we're taking the axe heads. YouTube's still on the previous mission in my playback. Oh boy.
Incoming message from Allied Forces HQ. 40% of Allied... I've never been in an aerial battle of this scope before.
Fox 3.
Where's our support? All damaged aircraft return to base. Still no reinforcements from base. Only they get here, we can put an end to this all at once. Another flank's been...
Yeah, I do like the flankers, and the Terminator and the Flanker D are my favorites of those. Terminator because it usually does come with QAAMs, and the Flanker D because it's naval. Also, both of them have some of the best antagonist liveries in Stranger. The Terminator with Yellow 13 and the 33 with Strigan. But yeah, what I like about Zero's variant of the Terminator is you can get it or it becomes unlocked to buy earlier than even the Eagle. And it costs more than the Eagle, but not by much, I don't think. Like if you save up for it, it's not. You can get it within a single playthrough. And it will give you coverage on close and air-to-air with just space stats, long-range air-to-air, then you get fire bombs with the FAB, although those are a lot harder to buy because they're expensive as shit. The only thing I don't like about it is the napalm bombs. I would have switched that out for either standard 500 kilogram bombs or R-73 Archers. Here. First pulled out Tauberg's Sword this craft. Yeah. So it's relatively easy to get, and you get it in every single Ace style, because every single Ace style you fight Gelb, and that's the unlocker. Hi Gio, welcome to stream. Sometimes I hate the homing in the Ace 5 engine. Not sometimes, a lot of times. Zeros is better, but it still will screw you sometimes. I think it was in Nevada in Infinity. I mean, it would make sense. Nevada's terrain is either flat desert plains or rocky mountains. Neither of which give anybody real advantage in the air, because the desert salt flats would. I mean, no one can really operate in there just because there's no fucking water. So no SAM sites. And Rocky Mountains, good luck trying to find SAM sites in there, because there's just not enough tunneling, as far as I know of, tunnel structures to bring in air defense. I don't think they have that. It depends upon what the Rockies are made of. I don't believe they have EM interference, but just the terrain itself is too rough to really mount an effective ground-based air defense, which is kind of the whole point of B7R in the first place. Dude, your emblem is literally a vulture. You son of a bitch. Projection much? Yeah, I know that the smart play for a first playthrough, just to get money, is to go Merc, but the game punishes you with this fight. The Schwartz fight is the hardest of the middle aces. Because there's just so many of them. Son of a bitch! Foxhounds are not that maneuverable. What the fuck?
Approaching gun range. Locked on.
Oh my god!
Bandits in gun range. Watch out, the enemy's locked onto you. I missed. Warning, the enemy's locked onto you.
Die!
Missile hit.
Asshole!
What the hell happened?
Oh, it was the leader. Okay.
Watch out, the enemy's locked onto you. Fox 2. Dog 1, your special weapons are almost gone. Radar lock. Watch out, the enemy's tracking you on radar. Golem 1, missile evaded.
See, in Ace 4, at least when I miss, I feel like I know why it missed. In 5 and 0, I have no idea why it missed.
Missile launch. Missile off target. Golem 2, special weapons are almost gone. Missed. Bandits in gun range. Golem 1 shot down a bandit.
I know.
Fox 2.
Well, high speed.
Radar lock.
Yeah.
Watch out, the enemy's locked onto you. Locked on.
Which doesn't explain why I'm missing all of. I'm down to 10 fucking 8-bits. I wasted about 20 on the leader because for some reason he's able to just nope my missiles out of existence. I don't get it. And again, in 4, I have a general idea of why my missiles missed. In 6 and 7, I have a general idea of why my missiles missed. X, 5, and 0, because they all share an engine, I have no fucking idea why they miss half the time. They just decide not to work. It's fucking annoying. At least in 0, Pixie will never run out of Sidewinders. And he can, you know, eventually get them all. Yeah. I mean, if they were accurate, if they wanted to go for accurate representation of Vietnam era missiles, okay.
According to our reports,
But
the squadron
Jesus
led
Christ.
by that enemy ace in the Foxhound was the one designated to intercept and destroy fleeing aircraft. Thanks to you, our forces' morale
Alright.
skyrocketed.
We've got one more real strange aircraft left before we head into the superplanes. All right. I got an A rank because time. Your American pay for your own gear. ISAF is a properly funded military organization. Also, it's 1995, not 2004. True. But explain then why the OADF, which is even more properly funded than ISAF, because it's a single nation and not a hodgepodge of nations put together, why its missiles are even worse than Zero's. And it's 2010, not 2004. And then explain why Aurelia's missiles are even worse. And they're one of the most technologically advanced nations on the planet, or in Strange Real. And it's 2020. All right. We're doing soldier thing. They're going to give their best gear to bases. Guess we should exist. They have to pull the missiles out of the museum. In the beginning, Zakale, I would say yes. But after the invasion of Yuktobania, War Dog has proven that they are Osia's best air unit. They should be getting the best gear. Now, when you become Rosgrease, okay, I get it. You're technically no longer part of the military. You don't exist. There you go. The engine is shit. Anyway, our final real strange aircraft. And quite possibly the best air-to-air fighter in the world. The F-22 Raptor. A fighter with stealth capabilities and thrust vectoring nozzles for superior maneuverability. Designed to relieve much of the pilot's burden, the Raptor represents a new standard of air superiority. It's actually air supremacy. And real strange stats. The F-22 was manufactured by Lockheed Martin. It is currently in service. Its sole user, due to congressional law, is the United States Air Force. 195 are built, 8 of them being test. 187 being operational. They're manufactured from 1996 to 2011. They were introduced into the United States Air Force on December 15th, 2005, and their first flight was September 7th, 1997. Now, the F-22 was the winner of the Advanced Tactical Fighter program, and it beat out the YF-23, largely because the YF-22 was actually ready on test day. Black Widow wasn't. But basically, the Advanced Tactical Fighter program, the whole point of it was, we want you to build an aircraft that can kill the Eagle. Yeah, this is the first time that the United States was like, well, the only way for us to progress, because normally what militaries do is they try and beat the other guy or any potential enemies. Well, the Eagle was the best. There's nothing in the world that could touch the Eagle. 104-0. Killed the satellite just for show. So, to, further advance, the Air Force was like, okay, for our next fighter to, eventually replace the Eagle when the airframes wear out, we want something that can kill the Eagle. Because that's the best in the world. So, that's the story of the Raptor. Sure, if the BF-6 there. I actually let the Raptor in the film. Thrust vector. Well, the thrust vectoring is a thing for both of them. Technically, a Foxbat did touch an Eagle, minorly damaging it. Doesn't count unless it's a kill. Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. But, anyway, Strange Real stats. We've got a speed of 83, a mobility of 88, stability of 82, defense of 66, air-to-air of 96, and air-to-ground of 59. Our liveries, we've got the three-tone light compass ghost gray, aka the standard American ASG. For our Merc, we've got two-tone black and gray dark camo, which I like better than the normal gray. We're gonna skip soldier for now. Knight, we've got the three-tone gray, green, brown, desert camo. Not really a big fan of this one. Our special is the YF-22 livery. The hill gray sort of thing. But the one we're going to go with, and the one that is probably the most iconic pilot in Strange Real history, is Mobius 1. No, I get it, Sakale. You don't like the felon. And this one I do agree with. Mobius 1 is a soldier. And Mobius 1 is the Wedge Antilles of Strange Real. Prove me wrong. Anyway, our armament is the M60 Vulcan, or the M61 Vulcan 20mm round, or rotary cannon, and I believe it's housed in the right shoulder, right around here. There's a little pop-up vent. Maybe something, I don't remember. We're also armed with 89 or 82 AIM-9 Sidewinder M's. Our special weapons, we've got God's Chosen air-to-air missile, the AIM-120 AMRAAM. We got 18 of them. Then we've got the GBU-31 JDAM for the guided penetrating bomb. It says spread bomb, but it is not in this game. At least, it's not a very big spread. And then we've got... I'm not entirely sure what model this is. It's the same one in A6, but an SOD. It's not the AGM 154, which is normally what the American SOD is. So I have no idea what this is. Yes, it's well-known famed pilot of the Raptor. I mean, of course. Yeah, there's a lot of Raptor pilot, or canonical Raptor pilots in Strange Reel. I get the frustration, but I mean, there's a reason why the Raptor is on so many box arts. It's because what other plane would the ace protagonist fly? They would fly the best plane that they have, and that'd be the F-22. You're right about the flanker. The flanker's good in Strange Reel, but it's not the Raptor. The only reason why Cypher has the Eagle is because this game takes place in a time where the Raptor technically wasn't a thing yet. The Eagle was the best of the best at the time. And War Dog has the F-14 because I'm pretty sure they were originally supposed to be Navy, which the best Navy fighter at the time would have been the F-14. And as for why Talisman is in a Strike Eagle, well, A6 is very much a multi-role favored game. What's the best multi-role? Strike Eagle. So, yeah, hate flying the Raptor because of the non-uniformity. Trigger should have stuck with the Eagle, or they should have let Strider all get Raptors. Fair enough. Up in the Hornet, I guess the otherwise. Fighter, Sakale, not multi-role. The Hornet is not a fighter. The Tomcat technically is. And the Tomcat can do air-to-air better than the Hornet can. At least in real life.
Incoming message from Allied Forces H. I've never been in an aerial battle of this scope before. Where's the support? All damaged aircraft return to base. Still no reinforcements on base. If only they get here, we can put an end to this all at once. Another plane's been shot down.
Yeah, because the Navy actually designates their aircraft correctly.
Our support's here. What do they send us?
Yeah, the Hornet was never designed to be a fighter. It was designed to be a strike fighter. And to fill in the gaps between the other naval aircraft at the time. The Tomcat, the Intruder, and the Viking. The Hornet was meant to fill the gaps in the roles. Interceptors do not get their own designation in the Navy or the Air Force. Because their primary role is air-to-air, it goes with fighter. Technically, you can make a case for the old Pursuit, but that was an Army Air Force thing. But yeah, there should have been an I designation for interceptor. I will grant you that. Foreshadowing. Damn it, it ate my missiles. Alright, speaking of destination, my friends graciously go on a plane rant. I run them through the designations by asking what they think each letter stands for, like F, B, or C. You know, the easy ones. Then I have them ask about KC, and they have no idea. Cargo again. Nope. Tanker. Yeah. KC for tankers makes sense. Well, C still stands for cargo, because technically a tanker is a type of cargo. K probably is an elemental thing. Why are tankers designated Casey? Okay, here you go. What is the type of fuel that jets use? Zakale. It deals with K. It is kerosene. That is why it's K. So literally, KC is kerosene cargo transport. If it wasn't for that internal weapons bay pop out thing.
Don't be too hasty. Just fly as you always do, and we can win this.
Son of a bitch!
Radar lock.
These are acting more like AIM 9A sidewinders.
Missile launched.
No, the shitty ones. Those just fucking disappeared!
Those steel mercenaries. This is gonna be fun. Missile off target.
E for electronic warfare. Yeah, E.
Missile evaded.
E is also used for AWACS type planes, so I think O is observation. X is experimental, Y is prototype.
Missed.
H is attack, or is helicopter. U is utility. Q is drone. I don't know why that one is Q and not D, but whatever. I'm not sure what V and M stand for.
Approaching gun range.
I know MQ is a type of drone.
Warning, the enemy's tracking you on radar. Don't do anything reckless. You only distract the sneeze swarmers. Warning, the enemy's tracking you on radar.
Yeah. MQ is drone, but Q in general is autonomous.
Locked on. Missile evaded.
So I'm not sure what, because there's also like MV, which is like the MV-22 Osprey. I don't know what that means. largely because the designations change from year to year sometimes. Like, the Air Force has essentially phased out the A designation entirely. And F is increasingly not standing for fighter in the Air Force anymore. It's standing for single or dual seat cockpitted aircraft instead of like full-blown bomber style aircraft with a full crew. F still stands for fighter in the Navy, because A still is in existence, but it too is starting to get phased out. F is just, replacing everything for quote-unquote smaller aircraft. B is obviously bomber, C is cargo. AC would be attack cargo.
The B-7R engagement. The
Namely
round
the
table is finally
AC-130
topped.
gunship.
Incidentally, the pilot in the F-14D was an enemy ace.
AH would be attack helicopter. UH would be utility helicopter. CH should be cargo helicopter. All right. I've got to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Give me a second or two. Or a minute-ish. Be right there. Okay, I have returned. So our next aircraft, we're actually getting into the super aircraft, or the super planes. And let's see here, we're going. Okay. Here. So yeah, there is not going to be any real strange lore for these next 3 aircraft. Okay. So our first super plane, which is unlockable by either completing one playthrough and getting the Supreme medal for it, or just having an Ace 4 save file and... No, it's completing a single playthrough, or having an Ace 4 save profile and beating Glacial Skies. And you can unlock it. The XO2 Wyvern. The pinnacle of Erusian military aviation and technology, the Wyvern combines stealth with extraordinary agility made possible by its unique variable geometry wings. Strange real stats. The XO2 was built and manufactured for the Federal Republic of Erusia. By the Erusian Air and Space Administration. It, however, was not developed in time to be used by the Federal Erusia. Instead, it was first used in drone form in the 2006 Free Erusian Uprising by, well, Free Erusia. 6 of them were built by Free Erusia, and they were, I believe, drones. So if you're in the chat, feel free to yell at me if I got it wrong. One was, or at least one, was captured by Osea, or intercepted by Osea on its way from Grunder, because Grunder got the rights after the Continental War. I don't know why, but they did. And they were, and Grunder was selling it under the table to Yuktobania. Let's see here. I guess the FCU just sold them to various corps, including Grunder. Alright, whatever. Yeah. Let's see his stealth very... It would be a maintenance nightmare. Stealth is a maintenance nightmare all on its own, so it's variable geometry. Also, the variable geometry in this one, aka forward swept wings, folding inward, that does not work in real life. They would... Wind shear would tear them off. It would work in fixed wing configuration in either setting, but variable geometry, no. But anyway, our liveries our stats. We have a speed of 79, mobility of 99, which is maxed, stability of 98, defense of 67, air-to-air of 94, and air-to-ground of 67. Our liveries. We've got the 3-tone gray camo with blue tips on the vertical stabilizers. This would also be used as in Lasath's skin, maybe Aurelia's, I'm not sure. I just call it the Gray Splinter. Merc is the black body with the blue stripes. This is heavily based off of the Erusian livery from Ace 4. Soldier is the Raptors ASG with blue tips on the tail. I think this is like the ISAF livery. We're gonna skip Knight for now. Oh wait, no, this is the ISAF livery. Digital gray, blue highlights, unlocked by completing the game on hard. And then finally, Knight, which is my favorite. We've got white body with blue trim. As for our weaponry, we are armed with an M61 Vulcan 20mm autocannon. That's what I'm assuming because it sounds and fires a lot like an American gun instead of a Soviet gun, which is strange because this is essentially an evolution of the flanker. Fuselage-wise, at the very least. We're also armed with 84 AIM-9M Sidewinders for standard missiles. 14 Darkfire XLAAs. 14 R-73 Archers for QAMs. And 16 fictional XAGMs. We're going to go with the Darkfires because QAMs in this game are shit.
Your final sortie. All right, march.
Yeah, the Wyvern, it may not be practical in real life, but strange real physics don't work like that. Two, the Wyvern is there's 3 superplanes in Zero, and each of them is kind of tailored to a certain style. For the Wyvern, it's the Knight, because most of its weapons are precision. Granted, it's got multi-locks, but only up to 4. And you can easily avoid hitting yellows. Just don't use them. Or be careful how you use them. But the Wyvern is all about the dogfight, the one-on-one, for the most part. It's designed to be the epitome of knight. That's why the knight livery is the most iconic of them.
There's no time to change course. Eliminate enemy forces in the round table and break through it.
But I wanted to have him go up against another forward swept wing aircraft.
To all units.
Hence Galt.
Operation.
Otherwise, we'd be going after Wizard.
Demon Lord of the Round Table. I was hoping to meet you under different circumstances.
Oh, what circumstances would those be?
Play around with them. Hurry up and shoot them all down. There's no meaning in the round table anymore. What are you fighting for? The enemy fighters seem to be highly skilled. Don't allow them to take control of the battle. What are you doing? The war's ended long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like fighting Wizard. My favorite of the Mission 16 variants is Sorcerer.
What do you mean? It is our land's duty that we raise the king. That's why we're fighting.
But see how the Wyvern's able to stay on even the Burkett's tail with little to no effort?
Carry on. Bandits down. Nice shooting. So this is the Demon Lord. There's something about him. Launched it.
Is that because he lives and gets off too easy? No. It's because the SMTD is not stealth at all.
Another plane is down.
And they have reasonable amount of numbers.
He's firing in unpredictable.
Galt
Warning! The enemy's locked onto you.
has a lot of numbers and they're stealth, so you don't always know what's on your tail. Now they're not as stealth as the YF-23,
Missed the target.
but
Approaching gun range.
for Sorcerer there's no real gimmick, it's just shoot him down and move on.
Radar lock.
Son of a bitch!
Bandits in gun range. Whoever breaks formation will be the first shot down. Follow me if you want to survive. Column 2, special weapons are almost gone. Approaching gun range. Radar lock. Don't feel overwhelmed by the enemy's moves. Locked on.
It's fucking bullshit!
Activated. Fox 2, Fox 2. Bandits in gun range. Missile launched. I should be able to do this.
Yeah, anybody who says that A6's missile homing is inferior, you don't know how to use the shoot mechanic. And the game literally tells you when the optimal angle is.
This is only a checkpoint.
There is no way to know in 5.0 and X. You have to guess.
Missile launched.
And even if you guess right, it's still not always a good angle. Because sometimes the missiles will just say, fuck you.
Enemy forces have suffered considerable damage. Go team, you're almost there. Demon Lord, what did you hope to achieve on the battlefield? All flames continue to engage. Fox 2, Fox 2. It's ironic to meet this way. I guess that's just how fate was. With no boundaries.
Well, in the PS2 era games, good luck trying to see him. Because they're not always
All enemy planes are down. There has been no change in plans. Stay on
noticeable.
course to target destination.
I mean, it's easier to see with the emulator, but on original hardware, yeah, okay, good luck. Just not enough graphical fidelity.
It seems the coup force is serious. An Allied forces squadron approaching from...
Alright, next is the Premier Mercenary Aircraft. Do that one.
I'll transmit the latest data we've received from the Allied forces. According to this, the dam is protected by an intensive anti-aircraft defense network. To deal with this...
And the best Merc aircraft, or the pinnacle of the mercenary aircraft, is this game's superplane, the 80FX-01 Morgan. Developed from an experimental aircraft of the South Belco National Weapons Plant, or the South Belco Munitions Factory, this all-weather, multi-purpose attack, or aircraft's attack and defensive capabilities far exceed that of any other fighter. Well, and Project Wingman's homing is much more similar to 7, 6, 4, and Assault Horizon / Infinity, in the sense that you do get a general idea of how the missile will behave because it's fucking predictable. So it may not have the shoot mechanic like 6 does, but it's a lot easier for you to see the angle of the enemy plane. You can't really do that in 0 and 5. Definitely not X or Joint Assault because it's just too small. 6 you can because of the picture-in-picture up here. Also, the 360 does allow you to see the afterburners. And it literally tells you when you're at the prime angle. And it will have a different sound when you fire it. So, and in 7, the missiles just behave like normal Sidewinders. It's in the Ace 5 engine where standard missiles just fucking suck. Anyway, lore for the Morgan. The Morgan was developed by the South Belgium Munitions Factory. It began production in 1985. But its sole use, well, it had a twin in the form of the ADF-XO2, which was used in 1995 by A World with No Boundaries. The Morgan, after the war, it was never deployed in battle by Belka. And the 01 was not stolen by A World with No Boundaries. It's later confiscated by the Allied forces, and it became property of the Ocean Federation for the next 15 years. It has never been officially deployed in combat, however, it has been used twice at air shows. As for our stats, in 0, the Morgan has a speed of 83, mobility of 98, stability of 68, which means it stalls a lot more. Its defense of 80, air-to-air of 99, and air-to-ground of 99. We've got the standard livery of the classic solid red and black, which would later turn into the basis of the Zone of Endless. Then we've got the Mercenary, the Luft T3 multi-tone blue camo. Soldier is the black livery, which would become the default livery for its Ocean days. Knight has the copper tone reflective metallic cover. And the special is Pixie. Well, it's Pixie's livery with Cypher's marking. And you earn this one by completing the game on expert difficulty. But we're going to use the Luft Blue. Now, armament, we would be armed with M61 Vulcan 20mm in the nose. Standard missiles, we've got 84 AIM-9M Sidewinders. We're also armed with 7 charges of the Zoysight tactical laser system. This one, unlike its more famous Descendants TLS, this one burns hotter but burns faster. So you don't get as much time to hit things with it. But it does more damage faster on ships. So there's that. However, its claim to fame is the multi-purpose burst missile. According to the wiki, it's the hypersynth. Before anyone yells at me. Yeah, strange real, the multi-purpose burst missile, codenamed Hypersynth, was developed by the South Belka Munitions Factory as one of the 2 prototype weapons to be tested on the Morgan units. So, yeah. And finally, we got 8 of the Hypersynths, and we also got 8 charges of the Morganite Jammer. We're gonna take the Hypersynth. Now, you might be wondering why I say that the Morgan is the pinnacle fighter for a mercenary ace. Well, that's because the Morgan's primary function is massive or maximum damage. Its TLS is technically a precision weapon, but its most famous weapon is the hypersynth, and it's a massive AoE fireball that can go against enemy air squadrons and ground squadrons, and it's basically a fuck you, I don't care about collateral. I just want to delete this entire area. That is exactly what a Merc wants. I was debating using the Morgan for Inferno just for shits and giggles. The most Merc plane using the most Merc weapon on the most Merc mission.
The battle to realign the borders has moved to the meeting port.
I figured, nah.
Those lines will give birth to new conflict. Rising above countries and armies, our world with no boundaries will become one.
How to make Pixie H an easy step.
It's time for a perfect world without restrictions or war. B2 will erase the old.
There's nothing worse than an idealist zealot. power. Eat that.
The control facility barriers are halfway closed. Move it, comm team.
I'm moving it.
I have to stop them from launching the V2.
You ain't doing shit, DJ.
Missile launched. Our facilities have suffered additional damage. We lost the stabilizer and gyro systems. Radar locked. All V2 control facilities have been destroyed. We did it! We stopped the V2 launch! We're gonna be branded as heroes! We're confirming the situation. Cyber, agent, stand by.
Oh man.
Now the war is finally over.
But yeah, the Morgan is also the best aircraft to use if you just want to make a lot of money in this game. Because the burst missiles will do that for you. It's not exactly the best aircraft if you're trying to dogfight, though. But this is just the prototype.
So, have you found...
Prototype of the Advanced Dominance Fighter. And then finally for our final aircraft, we're going to 0. And that would be the ADF-01 Falcon. Cutting-edge fighter aircraft incorporating the latest technologies developed by North Ossia Grunder Industries. Its 360-degree view cockpit system, aka Coffin, gives its pilot an immersive advantage in combat. This is the pinnacle of the soldier aircraft, and I'll explain why later. The Falcon was developed from the ADF X-01 and X-02 by the now North Ossia Grunder Industries. Production began in 1996 because the Morgan, or the ADF X-02 Morgan, was lost on December 31st, 1995. Within 2 to 3 years, Grunder had a working prototype of the Falcon, and the concurrent development of their Zone of Endless AI program, which led to the unmanned Falcon appearing in Ace Combat 2 and Legacy, when the Uzian Rebel forces just so happened to get a hold of it. Grunder gave it to him. But the Falcon first saw action on September 18th, 1998. The Zone of Endless equipped Falcon engaged in battle over Fortress Intolerance. But Scarface 1, aka Phoenix, shot it down. However, Grunder kept working on a second version of the aircraft, which would be the more iconic version. Sometime after the Continental War, Grunder, due to the machinations of the Grey Men, kind of low-key sold the blueprints to Yuktobania, which began developing its own Falcons. Split up into multiple factories. And you can blow them up in order to get the Falcon in Ace 5. but the Falcon was never pressed into production officially, but there are a couple built which would be used in air shows. And eventually, through its partnership with the EASA, the Falcon would be then later developed into the Raven. You're fucked if you're in this thing. That is correct. Which is why the Falcon, along with every single other coffin-equipped aircraft, is hardened against EMPs. They resist it. And that technology exists in real life. For example, our American aircraft are resistant to EMPs because of the Growlers and the Prowlers and our versions of the Raven. Yeah. Any escort in there has to be EMP resistant because otherwise they get fried by their own escort. Anyway, liveries, or stats. We have a speed of 83, mobility of 99, stability of 82, defense of 67, air-to-air of 99, and air-to-ground of 93. We are armed with a Vulcan rotary cannon. I want to say somewhere in here, or maybe here. Oh, right there. Right there. Yeah, you can see it right there. Our liveries, got the standard Zone of Endless Red. The Merc, again, has the Luft T3 multi-tone blue camo. Soldier is the Sperber Sparrowhawk, dark gray. The Knight is the candy coating two-tone green camo. I hate it. And special is solid chrome black. Again, we're doing the Luft. Our armament, we've got 84 AIM-9M Sidewinders. Oh, hey, Nugget. I'm doing goods. You made it just in time for the last aircraft. For our special weapons, we have the iconic improved Zoysight tactical laser system. This one has a very good firing time. Much long, like double or triple that of the Morgans. We have 14 charges. And it's mounted in the beak, so to speak. Then we've got 18 MBDA Meteors for our XLAAs. And for air-to-ground, we've got 8 BLU 95s. Now, I say the Falcon is the pinnacle of the Soldier Ace. It's because of the weapon loadout. We are just as much of a dogfighter, if not better, than the Wyvern. We've got a precision scalpel in the TLS. But we've also got the ability to say, fuck you, fuck your collateral. We're going boom boom. The Falcon is the most versatile of the three, which means it's just like the Soldier. It can read the tides of battle. So we're going to go with the laser. And now, the best boss battle.
Confirmed reactivation of nuclear silo. Comm team, continue your mission. Engage. Analyzing the situation. Phase 1 analysis complete. Transmission from enemy craft detected. He's controlling the V2 launch. Can you see any orders from here? What is orders given us?
Now this version of the Falcon can't switch back to Sidewinders while the laser's going on. The A7 version can, which is nice. That being said, I think vanilla-wise, the best version of the Falcon is Zero's. The laser is still uber powerful. You get special weapons that you didn't have in Ace 5. Okay, so I'm not gonna laser for the cast. We'll do this right.
Too bad, buddy. This twisted game needs to be reset. We'll start over from zero with this V2. Trust the future to the next generation. This is AWACS. Listen up, Column 1. We completed analysis of the enemy craft. Codename, Morgan. This plane is protected by an ECM defense system. Its only weak point is in the front air intake. You'll have to attack it head on. Go, take down Morgan. You're the only one who can stop him. Demon Lord of the Round Table, I pray for your success.
Spanish express. They are. Also, that is the only time, at least until A7, that an ally has called you by your Red Baron title. Like the full title. I know in 5, in Ace, the final mission, they'll call you just the Rosgrees, even the allies too. But the full title would be the Demons or Ghosts of Rosgrees. You're only ever called Mobius 1 and 4. You're never called the Angel of Ameria in, I mean, you don't really have a Red Baron title in 6, unfortunately. And 7, you'll occasionally be called 3 Strikes by the Spares. After, or during the Lighthouse. But Demon Lord of the Round Table, I pray for your success. Yeah, it's narmy as hell. But God it's finally, it feels like you've earned respect. Ba-da-ba. What are you? I'm you, but better. Yeah, when we finally get around to doing the cannon run for this game, this fight's gonna be legendary. I will either hate it or love it. And with that, The Zero showcase is complete. We have 4 more games left to show off. Ace Combat X, Skies of Deception. Ace Combat Joint Assault. Ace Combat Assault Horizon. And Project Wingman. Oh yeah, the backing track. Zero does a lot of the legwork. But the emotional baggage of fighting your former friend is there's a lot of emotional. Oh yeah, and the Eagle, it's a very tricky fight. It's not impossible, but it's tricky. All right. So that'll be it for today. Tomorrow, I will be streaming in the afternoon with Dragon Age Awakening as we try and secure the trade routes into Amaranthine. We will not be streaming Batman Arkham Knight because I'm going to be doing things with Floof and Sen and Ray off stream. Then Saturday in Cyberpunk, we're going to be going down the Carrie Uridine quest chain. Sunday in Baldur's Gate 3, Caroline will be just doing a bunch of random shit in the Druid Grove. Then Monday in Final Fantasy X-2, we will summon the Great Haboob, a sandstorm, and fight a giant monster in the desert. Wednesday in Horizon Zero Dawn, we're going to track down Olin, aka we're going to actually do the main plot. And then next week, Wednesday, we're back with Monster Hunter Wilds with Floof, assuming I can tear him away from his new game that he likes to play. But we're going to be continuing our high rank adventures, trying to get up to Hunter rank 41 so I can do the Final Fantasy stuff. And then next week in the Aircraft Showcase, our next game will be Ace Combat X Skies of Deception. I've got it divided up into about 8 aircraft per episode. So the first episode will have the F-4E Phantom, the A-6E Intruder, the JA-37 Vigan, the XFA-24A Apolis, the F-5E Tiger II, and the F-1 Attacker, the Mitsubishi F-1, the F-16C Fighting Falcon, and finally the MiG-29A Fulcrum. See, I'm literally just going down the list. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope you had fun. And I will see you guys tomorrow in Dragon Age Awakening. Have a good night.